KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum of payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Pre-qualification is available at splatero.com.
Good morning, I'm Debbie Cruz. It's Tuesday, August 6th. The number of asylum seekers coming into the county is down. More on why that is next. But first, let's do the headlines. The summer heat is not going away. There's a heat advisory in effect until 11 tonight in the inland and mountain areas where temperatures can reach up to 105 degrees. In the deserts, there's an excessive heat warning in effect until tonight, too. In the desert areas, temps can reach up to 116. At the coast, a bit cooler in the high 70s. Don't forget, there are plenty of cool zones open throughout the county. You can find a list of locations on the county's website or by calling 211. The American Red Cross is in need of more blood donations because of an emergency blood shortage caused in part by the hot weather. Since the start of last month, the Red Cross national blood supply has dropped over 25%. Officials say the heat affected almost 100 blood drives in nearly every state where donations are collected. Blood donors of all types, especially those with type O blood, are urged to donate. Blood drives will be held through August at various locations in the county, including Chula Vista, El Cajon, Escondido, La Jolla, La Mesa, Poway, Santee, and Vista. Donors who give blood, platelets, or plasma this month will receive a $20 Amazon gift card by email. Visit redcrossblood.org/help for more information. Carlsbad could be the first city in the county to ban smoking and vaping in multi-unit homes. The City Council voted to move the ordinance forward in hopes of curbing secondhand smoke. Jennifer Gill with Vista Community Clinic spoke in support of the ordinance.
Exposure to secondhand smoke is responsible for over 40,000 deaths in the U.S. each year. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke, and it can cause immediate harm even in brief exposures, including coughing, headaches, eye, nasal irritation, and sore throat in the short term.
While most cities in the county have banned smoking in public places, Carlsbad will be the first city to adopt a ban on indoor private property. The ordinance will return to council for a final approval later this year. If approved, the ban will take effect January 1st. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for more of the local news you need.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Paint Care, offering households and businesses in California more than 800 leftover paint drop-off sites for recycling. Quantities of 100-plus gallons of paint may qualify for a large volume pickup. Learn more at paintcare.org.
It's been 2 months since President Joe Biden signed an executive action limiting asylum along the southern border. Since then, migrant apprehensions have dropped dramatically. Border reporter Gustavo Solis has the story here in San Diego.
In April, Border Patrol agents here apprehended more than 10,000 migrants in a single week. And that was the norm throughout the spring, when thousands of people were released into the streets of San Diego. But that number has been cut in half since early June, which is when President Joe Biden signed the executive action. It effectively prohibits asylum for people who cross the border illegally. And now, U.S. Customs and Border Protection is apprehending less than 4,000 migrants a week. San Diego Democratic Congressman Mark Levin took a victory lap on social media.
You know, perhaps the best news is that for the last 3 weeks, we've seen virtually no street releases in the San Diego sector.
Advocates tell KPBS that other factors also contribute to the low numbers.
I think Mexico is continuing to crack down on migration, not only at the airports, but also in Mexico's southern states, such as Chiapas and Tabasco and other areas as well.
Pedro Rios is an activist with American Friends Service Committee. He says that just because apprehensions are down, it doesn't necessarily mean that there are fewer migrants struggling south of the border. That's because the executive actions do not address the root causes of migration, like violence, poverty, and climate change. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
When Governor Gavin Newsom signed Senate Bill 43 last year, he gave counties 2 years to implement the updated conservatorship laws, which are aimed at tackling addiction and mental health issues in the homeless population. Health reporter Heidi DeMarco says the county is actively preparing to begin its rollout.
Before SB 43, conservatorships were for those unable to meet their own basic needs, like food, shelter, or clothing. The 2023 bill broadens this to include those unable to ensure their safety or medical care. It extends conservatorships to include substance abuse disorders as well as mental health issues. Dr. Luke Bergman heads the San Diego County's Behavioral Health Services Department.
And these are 5150 holds, so we anticipate maybe as many as thousands of additional holds being applied to people every year.
Bergman says the county is working to increase facilities for handling all those holds, and so far, 100 peace officers have been trained on the new criteria. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
Leaders from around the county gathered in Solana Beach yesterday to put a laser focus on one problem: homelessness. North County reporter Tanya Thorne says one of the big topics was how so many cities can work together to solve it.
San Diego County mayors, all the way from Oceanside to Chula Vista, gathered to discuss a region-wide issue: homelessness. The event brought together 18 city mayors to discuss what their cities are doing to combat the issue. Here's Oceanside Deputy Mayor Ryan Keim.
When you get down face to face and you talk to someone from La Mesa or Imperial Beach or National City up in Oceanside, we can be on the opposite side of the county. We have similar problems, and we all need to know how we can help each other and how we can be more cohesive.
With the state and Supreme Court giving cities more power to expand encampment bans and soon conservatorships, the urgency for resources in cities to work together grows. More San Diego cities are expected to take up homeless encampment bans in the next weeks to come and continue stretching already thin resources. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
Accusations of sexual assault against a former chair of the San Diego County Democratic Party have been withdrawn. Metro reporter Angie Bowen says the accuser has recanted.
2 years ago, Oscar Rendon publicly accused his ex-boyfriend, Will Rodriguez Kennedy, of having sex with him while he was too drunk to consent. Rodriguez Kennedy maintained his innocence, but resigned from his position as chair of the county's Democratic Party. Last week, Rendon and Rodriguez Kennedy issued a joint statement, saying they had reconciled and calling the encounter a misunderstanding. Rodriguez Kennedy still works in politics, serving as a constituent services representative for Congressman Scott Peters. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
The San Diego Humane Society is seeking donations as demand for its community pet food pantry rises. Reporter Katie Anastas says they want to help keep pets in their homes as shelters remain full.
Pet owners can stop by the San Diego Humane Society's pantries to get a bag of dog or cat food. Jesus Altamirano has been going for 2 years.
They help a lot. They help with the treats. Sometimes they help with the wet food too.
The pet pantries serve about 300 people each day. Staff say demand is rising and donations are falling. Keeping the pantries going is especially important as San Diego's animal shelters remain full, says Humane Society President and CEO Gary Weitzman.
We spend so much of our time bringing pets into new people's homes, and we want those pets, once they get there, to be able to stay there forever.
The Humane Society's pet pantries are open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Donations can be brought to the pantries or purchased through the Humane Society's Amazon wish list. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Looking for an affordable bicycle, help fixing a flat tire, or perhaps just a safe space to meet your neighbors? A bike collective in City Heights uses the love of cycling to build community. Reporter Gustavo Solis gives us this special look at Bikes del Pueblo's volunteers.
I think that's usually what that means, is the pads are worn out. My name's Curtis, and I am one of, I guess, a regular volunteer here at Bikes del Pueblo. Probably been volunteering with Bikes del Pueblo for 6 or 7 years now. We're more just like trying to put tools in the hands of people with their bikes and help them kind of learn how to do it themselves as much as they're willing to. I think you want to put it in the other side first. Let's see. I think we'll just take the brake off here with these 2 bolts. You got a wrench on you already? Cool. So that's like the medium-sized one. It's working all right. All right. Yeah, flat tires are of course super common. It's probably like, you know, the number one common thing that has the bike sitting in the garage for a year or two. It's just a flat tire. And it's just like getting to a bike shop, I think, can be really difficult for people. And then they know that we can fix it and we can help them. So if, you know, they can't afford to go to a bike shop, they know that we're here on Sundays.
This place is awesome in the sense that I'm willing to give up most of my Sunday to come out and help the community and the fellow volunteers here to be their support. It doesn't smell like old. My name is Cynthia Texan. Texan is Tecson. Well, we want to help people become self-sufficient cyclists, for one. Also, like, bike shops can be a little expensive or intimidating to be walking in, you know, like I've been in several bike shops where I felt unwelcome.
Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está? ¿Tienes un proyecto aquí, veo?
Sometimes people don't feel good and they just want to come to a safe, welcoming environment, and that's the whole purpose of this co-op.
She said that it's a big for her.
Too big?
Yeah, it's a big. I think she didn't like it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try another one. Do we have another one?
We'll keep looking, but yeah, there was we saw the brother, and then he had 2 sisters. They were all 3 here last week, and 2 of them got bikes. And she was, you know, we could only really show her 1 or 2 bikes because I think we had just given away like pretty much all our kids' bikes like a week or 2 before that. And we were only able to show her like 1, and she didn't really like it. But I'm glad we found one today, a pink one, worked out. So now they're all riding. That's good. And then, yeah, if you want to go up to the seat, I'll hold you. Yeah, I think that's perfect. But yeah, I love seeing kids getting on bikes. Like, that's super important because if you don't learn that as a kid, it can be like really hard to learn how to do that later on in life.
That story was produced by Gustavo Solis. This is one story in a series about different ways to volunteer in San Diego. That's it for the podcast today. As always, you can find more San Diego news online at kpbs.org. Join us again tomorrow for the day's top stories. I'm Debbie Cruz. Thanks for listening and have a great Tuesday.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Marrocale Design and Remodeling, helping homeowners with their home remodeling needs. From ADUs to kitchen remodels, room additions, and custom homes, Marrocale Design and Remodeling can help homeowners design and build their dream homes. More at trustyourhometous.com.